All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast. Now, with the 2021 Major League Baseball season ready to get in effect tomorrow, the question is, who are going to be the playoff teams representing the American League? The first thing you have to ask yourself is who has the upper hand in the AL East? Now, of course, we saw the Tampa Bay Rays win this division last year and get to the World Series, but, their championship hopes crumbled in Game 6 when their manager Kevin Cash decided to surprisingly take out starting pitcher Blake Snell in the 6th inning. And on top of that, we saw the Rays trade Snell this offseason to the San Diego Padres. And that's going to be a huge loss for the Rays. Thus, I see them taking a step back in this division. You look at the New York Yankees. They are looking to make the playoffs for a 5th straight year. You look at the starting pitching, Garrett Cole is still solid. The Yankees did pick up veteran starting pitcher Corey Kluber on the cheap this year, and I think he has something to go out there and prove, which would definitely be a benefit to the Pinstripes. You look at the Yankees, they're definitely going to hit. Hopefully, Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge are both healthy. But aside from them, you also have Clint Frazier, DJ LeMahieu, and Gleyber Torres, just to mention a few of the power bats in this lineup. So the Yankees are definitely going to hit and definitely once again are going to be a force. You look at the Toronto Blue Jays. They were the young Jays last year. They did make the postseason. The first round exit as they lost to the Rays, but they're looking to build off of that. We saw the Jays rather go out there and spend big money on former Houston Astros outfielder George Springer, and hopefully his veteran presence will allow them to do some bigger and better things in that division in 2021. Now, are the Boston Red Sox ready to become a force again? After missing the playoffs in each of the last 2 years, we'll have to wait and see. After Alex Cora served his suspension, he is back now as the manager of the Sox. He does have some talent in that everyday lineup with the likes of Xander Bogaerts, Rafael Devers, and J.D. Martinez, but the Red Sox simply do not have the pitching that they had a couple of years ago when they won the World Series championship. The Baltimore Orioles are in straight-up rebuild mode, and with so much competition in this AL East, Baltimore is well on their way to losing 90 games in a full season this time around. You look at the American League Central. Tony La Russa is returning as the manager of the White Sox. And, of course, he managed the White Sox well over 30 years ago, had success there. He did get the Pale Hose to the playoffs in 1983 as they won the American League West. He also won a world championship with the Oakland Athletics as well as a couple with the St. Louis Cardinals. Retired, but you know what? He's got the itch to manage again, and it's going to be interesting to see if La Russa's old school ways are going to be able to fall in line with the sabermetric hungry youngsters in today's current game. You look at the Minnesota Twins. They have plenty of talent on this team with the likes of Josh Donaldson, Jorge Polanco, Miguel Sano, and Nelson Cruz. Cleveland still has plenty of pitching with the likes of Shane Bieber and Zach Plesac, as well as Jose Ramirez. But you look at the rebuilds of both the Detroit Tigers and Kansas City Royals. Both of these teams will flirt with losing 95 games, if not more, this season. But I really think this division comes down to the White Sox and the Twins. You look at the talent that Chicago has with Lucas Giolito in that rotation, along with the likes of Jan Moncada and Jose Abreu with their bats. Now, looking out west with the American League West, you look at Oakland's Moneyball. Oakland is, they're not a talented team, but they go out there and win on a year-to-year basis. So you always have to, factor them in to this division race. The Angels definitely have the hitting. We know about Mike Trout, a healthy Shohei Ohtani, Anthony Rendon, just to name a few. But will they get enough pitching to support this lineup? That's the biggest thing we have to wait and see for the Halos. The Astros, even after losing George Springer in free agency, they're still going to be dangerous. We saw what they did last year with Dusty Baker as their manager. They squeaked into the playoffs, but then they won their first round series and they gave the Tampa Bay Rays everything that they could handle in that American League Championship Series before bowing out in 7 games. The rebuilds of the Mariners and Rangers, how far along are they going to be in 2021? We'll have to wait and see. But I think this division right now is Oakland's to lose. So looking at the playoff picture, I think the Yankees win the American League East. I'm penciling in the Twins to win the American League Central. I think Oakland has what it takes to win the West. And I think your wild card participants this year are going to be Chicago and Toronto. I think Boston will be improved, but they're not going to be improved enough to be a factor. The Angels, they're still going to be up and down. I'm not sure if they're going to have enough pitching talent to get them over the hump. That's the biggest thing. Cleveland is holding on, but they've lost a lot of talent over the years. Of course, we saw them trade Francisco Lindor this offseason to the New York Mets. That was a big thing for them right there. And the Tampa Bay Rays, I just really think that World Series hangover is going to be too much for them to get back to the postseason. So these are the 5 teams I think who have what it takes to get to the playoffs from the American League. I think this MVP race, I think 2 of the favorites are going to be Mike Trout and Garrett Cole. Of course, Mike Trout is in that discussion every single year. And, it kind of takes away because, you really can't take what he does for granted. It's just the fact that he plays on such a bad team. So we'll just have to see if the Angels can do better by him this season. But I think the action is still going to be once again hot and heavy in the junior circuit. MLB is hoping for 162 games this year. I think they do get it in. So let's just sit back, get in our favorite chairs, and watch the fun-filled action of the 2021 MLB season. So, folks, that's going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast. I want to take the time out to thank all of you subscribers out there for tuning in. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it'll be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. You can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin. Take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.